Good morning, Bhuvnesh bhai.
Very good morning.
Good morning, Saurabh. Good morning, Rakhi. Good morning, Sanjeev ji. Good morning, Lokesh. Good morning, Vijay ji.
Good morning, Atul. Good morning, Sanjeev. Happy to see you early, Atul. You accepted my advice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the advice. That's helpful.
संजीव जी क्या हाल है? संजीव जी क्या हाल है आपके? संजीव भाई?
संजीव जी की पार्टी कल लंबी चल गई क्या?
वो फिर लॉगिन करके नाश्ता वाश्ता कर रहे होंगे, हम भी ऐसे हमारी तरह।
सर आपने म्यूट कर दिया था।
मैंने म्यूट कर दिया था। नहीं, वो बाय डिफॉल्ट अंदर आता म्यूट हो जाती कहानी।
अच्छा।
हाँ।
कोई नहीं।
और संजीव भाई कैसे हो? क्या हाल चाल?
बस फर्स्ट क्लास सर, आप बताइए।
अब तो आपसे हम बहुत दूर हो गए, गुड़गांव लॉक कर दिया आपसे।
हाँ।
अब पता नहीं देखो कब खुलेगा ये। हमको तो आज जाके पता लग रहा है कि ये गुड़गांव दूर हो गया हमसे।
हाँ।
चलो रहने दे। आप तो गुड़गांव रहते हो ना?
हाँ, गुड़गांव रहते हैं।
नई फैक्ट्री तो फिर तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, जो बाकी लोगों के लिए प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी।
तो गुड़गांव लॉक कर दिया में तो इतनी देर से लॉक नहीं था क्या?
नहीं, लॉक मतलब दिल्ली से बॉर्डर खुला हुआ था ना उसका, तो आज दिल्ली बॉर्डर गुड़गांव को लॉक कर दिया है। अब दिल्ली हर तरह से बंद हो गई है, चारों तरफ से।
तो ये कौन दिल्ली लॉक हो गई है? गुड़गांव तो खुला पड़ा है।
अरे हमारे लिए तो गुड़गांव लॉक हो गया ना भाई, हम दिल्ली में बैठे हैं, हम तो ये बोले कि गुड़गांव लॉक हो गया। क्या बात कर रहे हो? हम दिल्ली बैठे हैं ना।
पास होने के बावजूद आरोग्य इस सेतु की ऐप दिखानी पड़ती है और सब ऑल काइंड ऑफ प्रोविजंस आर रिक्वायर्ड टू गेट इन।
नहीं, वो तो देखो प्रिकॉशन लेनी पड़ेगी भाई। जो भी सरकार कर रही है, जो गवर्नमेंट कर रही है, जो भी लोग लगे हुए करने में, लेट्स कोऑपरेट। परेशानी बढ़ जाती है आदमी की तो।
आज को 150 आदमी पंजाब में मिले।
हाँ, वो जो गए थे ना वहाँ पे, ऑफिस गए थे, जो ट्रैवलिंग की उन्होंने। अभी लगेगा, ऐसा टाइम लगेगा उसको भी।
अनाउंसमेंट्स कल आएंगी या परसों आएंगी? संडे को
अनाउंसमेंट्स तो अब आ ही रही है धीरे धीरे। वो एक साथ तो झटका देने वाला काम तो करेंगे नहीं। अब फैक्ट्रियों पे है सर कि महामारी से बचना है कि मारामारी से बचना है। क्योंकि मारामारी भी अगर करेंगे तो कोई फायदा नहीं है, उसमें नुकसान ज्यादा है। महामारी भी ऐसी है कि अगर एक भी फैक्ट्री में, अभी पीछे नोएडा में बताया था उन्होंने, एक फैक्ट्री चालू की थी फिरोजाबाद में, एक फैक्ट्री चालू की थी, लेकिन ऐसा बुरा हाल हो गया था कि एक ही आदमी से कम से कम 35-40 लोगों को हो गया। क्योंकि वो नॉर्म्स ना मालिक को खबर है, ना वो देख रहा है, ना कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर रहे हैं हर चीज से। बस तुरंत ऑर्डर इशू हो गए, कोई नहीं खुलेगा भाई। अब जो जेन्युइनली यूज करना चाह रहे थे फैक्ट्री में, जो काम करना चाह रहे थे, जो बेचारे इतना इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, सैनिटाइजर ले लिए, वो लगा दिया सब, बात का लगा दिया सब, स्कैनिंग लगा दी। अब वो फैक्ट्रियां परेशान हो गई कि सर हम तो ठीक कर रहे हैं ना, तो वो एक फैक्ट्री में तो पूरा थोड़ा आप लॉकडाउन कैसे कर दोगे? तो ये सारी प्रॉब्लम जो है ना, टीथिंग प्रॉब्लम है, तो आएंगे अभी पूरे मई में चलता रहेगा अभी ऐसे।
वेलकम शम्मी जी।
मॉर्निंग शम्मी।
मॉर्निंग जी, मॉर्निंग। हाउ आर यू सर?
बस फर्स्ट क्लास, आप सुनाइए।
गुड मॉर्निंग शम्मी जी। गुड मॉर्निंग।
मॉर्निंग जी, मॉर्निंग सर।
How are things at Bhunesh?
भुवनेश जी भी ऑनलाइन है, और कौन कौन है?
सौरभ बत्रा।
राखी अग्रवाल भी हैं।
मॉर्निंग राखी।
चलो सर, धीरे धीरे सबको जानने का मौका मिलेगा। तो मैं संजीव जी को जानता हूँ, अतुल जी को जानता हूँ, विजय जी को जानता हूँ। विजय जी आ गए हैं, वेलकम जी विजय जी। विजय जी बॉम्बे में कहाँ रहते हैं आप?
अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को।
मैंने तो अच्छा, विजय जी अनम्यूट है क्या?
सॉरी मुंबई एयरपोर्ट के बाजू में, नजदीक में रहता हूँ, हार्डली 5 मिनट्स अवे।
मुंबई एयरपोर्ट के बाजू में?
बाजू में डोमेस्टिक एयरपोर्ट।
हाँ, डोमेस्टिक एयरपोर्ट।
हाँ,
और बहुत बढ़िया एक काउच सर्फिंग दोस्त रहता है आपके पड़ोस में,
आइए
राइटर आदमी है, पवन जी।
आइए।
काउच सर्फिंग की थी तो उनके यहाँ ठहरा था एक दो बार।
हाँ, अच्छा
आपकी उम्र के ही हैं और राइटर हैं पवन जी।
अच्छा।
Welcome Sagar, welcome Manish, welcome Ghanshyam. Great to see you after a pretty long time.
अरे अपने टीएमएलपी वाले। अरे वाह, क्या बात है।
पवई के बादशाह।
हाँ,
वही कि यार आईआईटी कैंपस आपका बहुत बढ़िया है। वो जो आईआईटी के आसपास का इलाका है ना, बहुत ही शानदार जगह है वो। बॉम्बे की बहुत ही शानदार जगह बोलूंगा।
बिल्कुल। वेलकम धर्मेश, वेलकम हिमांशु,
थैंक यू।
वेलकम सागर,
थैंक यू अतुल जी।
Ashish is yet to come.
yes is yet to come. Let me just call him.
Good morning,
Good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग शर्मिष्ठा।
Good morning, Pravishta.
मॉर्निंग।
Anniversary of my parents. Happy blessing to them.
आपकी आवाज कट गई धर्मेश, क्या बोला आपने?
When 67th marriage anniversary of my parents, so best wishes to them.
Oh, and
Great.
all our wishes also, and give us
From all of us.
ask them to give us the blessings as well.
Oh yeah, my dad is late and my mom is around here.
That's good. At least you have the support of mother now.
Oh yeah.
I also miss my father so much.
I have two moms, age 83.
Wow.
Best wishes, Ashish, once again for your session.
So good morning, everybody. A very warm welcome to eGrowth. We'll start with the CEO talks. We've changed the format slightly. So what we'll do is we'll start with a small presentation on eGrowth. Later on, we'll move on to Ashish and he'll take us through the presentation, through what he has to share with us today. And after that, you'll have an opportunity to ask questions. So when you're asking questions at that time, you please introduce yourself. All right. So we're good to go. And as of now, all of you are muted. If you're not, please get muted. All right. So here's a small presentation about eGrowth. We're the world's first BAD ecosystem. BAD stands for Business Advisory and Business Development. Our mission is to empower and enable businesses. The brand stands for three values, which are trust, courage, and growth. As an idea, we got conceived in 2014 and we have been growing ever since. As of 2019, we were around 25,000 users. Right now, we are around 28,000 users, and that is how we've been growing. Towards the end of 2020, we intend to be 1 lakh users on this platform. These are some of the images of various engagements that we've done so far. Okay, so Ghansham, can you see your photograph? You were here in the very first workshop that we did in November 2014. All right.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And Vijayji, you're definitely there. And then 2017 February, we did a road trip in Punjab. These are some images from there. Then summer of 2017, we did a road trip in West India. So that is Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. This is some of the images which we captured over there. January 2018, we were in Uttar Pradesh. We were a partner with Startup India as a technology partner. And these are some of the images that we've captured from there and some of the media coverage. And during this period, we have been organizing various boot camps with various stakeholders of the society as well as the industry. So here are some images from Shimla, from Jharkhand, from Delhi, right? And then we've been doing a lot of stuff for women entrepreneurs. On the 8th of March this year, we concluded the 3rd season of Celebrating Womanhood. This was in partnership with the Federation of Buying Agents. We look forward to take this relationship to the next level in the next season. In 2019, we completed 5 years of the eGrowth framework, and that is when we launched the leverage model. The leverage model is a business model to help you design your business, because we're of the belief that a large majority of the businesses, they fail within the first 3 years of their inception because they are not designed well. So we help you design your business well so that you are able to sustain your business, grow your business over the period of time. All right. With the lockdown, we started another initiative which is called as CEO Talks. Right now, you're here because you're participating in one of the CEO Talks. So these are some of the people who have been speaking earlier. Okay, so we've got professionals. So Manish, who's there on the call today, he is a chartered accountant. Then Aarti, who's an advocate, she has been on the call. We've also had people from the technology side. So Sanjeev ji, he spoke about Apple Technologies. Gosai, he spoke about digital business cards. And Naveen, he spoke about cyber security. All right. So we've had professionals, and as well as people in the wealth creation space. Then we've had discussions. We have a discussion every Saturday. Okay. So here we invite different stakeholders from the industry. Tomorrow, the talk that we have, that is called Industry Bodies, Your Friends. Okay, here the intent is to share with you, or you'll have an opportunity to interact with the industry bodies and get to know what value is it that an industry body brings to you, what are the different kinds of industry bodies, and how is it that you can extract that value from an industry body. So do take time out to be there tomorrow 9:30 to 10:30 to interact with various industry bodies. As of now, we already have a confirmation from Federation of Buying Agents. We have it from Indian Industries Association. We also have it from TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs. We also have it from GIZ, which is the German industry body operating in India. And we are still talking to some more, and you'll have some more names tomorrow. Okay, we've had some business coaches who've been speaking here, okay, on various aspects of taking your business to the next level. And then a lot of interaction on sales, marketing, and branding. Today we have with us Ashish Kapoor. He is speaking on this platform for the 4th time. And every time he's been raising the bar of his conversation. And today he's brought in something really, really interesting, wherein he's going to share his secrets of how you can take your business online within a span of 6 weeks. All right. So Ashish, thanks for doing this. And then we've also had conversations around well-being. Okay. And on Sundays is the day where what we've kept for Chopal. Chopal is a day when we talk about experience laziness, wherein we are not speaking on any specific agenda. You just come chit chat with other business owners, and that's all what we do on a Sunday. All right. We've also had a conversation on solar energy. JP Singh was here this week, and we'll be bringing in more people from the engineering and automation side. Upcoming talks, I just spoke to you about them. And now comes, how is it that you associate with eGrowth? Okay, the first piece is you can go to our portal, egrowth.org. This is where you can create your personal profile, you can create a business portrait, you can post blogs and articles, you can post your requirements, you can post your offers, you can list your events, and there is a discussion forum. So there's a lot that you can do with other business owners. Right now, we've got more than 18,000 business owners who created their profile on the portal. You are expected to come here anytime now. All right. Next, we are present on social media. Our social media handle is egrowth.org. Okay, so we're there on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and definitely WhatsApp. We run around 50 WhatsApp groups as of today. I really invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel in case you've not done so far. So what we've been doing is all the CEO talks, the recording goes online on this YouTube channel. So just in case you joined halfway, or there are some of the previous talks which you have missed, which you wanted to attend, you can still go and visit those. Right now, there are around 250 videos which are already live on this channel. These are various trainings which we have done in the past couple of years. These are various interactions that we had with the eGrowth entrepreneurs. There are also various, so we were talking about celebrating womanhood. We've got bites from all the women who participated in this in the last season as well as this season. So this is available to you on the eGrowth YouTube channel. Here's a small curtain raiser on how you engage on eGrowth. The first is we've got something called as the eGrowth Inner Circle. We organize quite a few workshops and trainings. Then there is something called as eGrowth Mixers, which are networking meetings. eGrowth Town Hall is a meeting which is specifically for eGrowth subscribers. It happens on Thursdays. This is where we share what is new. We welcome the new members to eGrowth, and we also celebrate the success of the members who are there on eGrowth. On Friday, that is today, afternoon 3 o'clock, we have a meeting which is called as Introduction to eGrowth. This is where we share how you can leverage eGrowth, how you can associate with eGrowth and take your business to the next level. What are the various benefits that you have? What are the various features of this platform? All right. And CEO Talks, you're already participating here. Industry Connect, I spoke to you about it, that we have a meeting every Saturday, and Chopal happens on Sundays. Okay. Sanjeev ji, can I please invite you to share about the Inner Circle? Sanjeev ji is the president of the eGrowth Inner Circle. He is the one who's nurturing this initiative. Sanjeev ji, over to you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Inner Circle is a structured platform. We do distributed consulting in this, and we're doing conversations. It happens every fortnight, and we're doing it offline. Since the lockdown, we are doing online, and it is global in shape. Now earlier we were only in Gurgaon. We are expanding it pan India, and we plan to go global in this thing. The highlight of this Inner Circle meeting is Create session, which talks about the challenges of the business, the resolution of the challenges, the empathy towards it, the analysis of the business, the trust you need, and empower and enablement in that. You get to meet so many industry connects in the Inner Circle. Yeah, over to Atul.
Yeah, thanks, Sanjeev ji. So how do you grow with eGrowth? The foundation of eGrowth is collaboration, excellence, and opportunities. You have the choice to start free, wherein you can create your profile. You have read-only access to the portal, and you can also be there on the eGrowth social media handles. Okay. Next piece is you can register with eGrowth. This is where you get a verified profile. You have read write access. That means you can start posting blogs and articles on the portal. You can participate in eGrowth mixers. This is a pay as you go. So every time you go and participate in a mixer, you can pay for it. Okay. Next level is eGrowth annual or an enterprise subscription. This is where you can start building connections on eGrowth, so you can connect with other business owners and start taking your relationship further. You can create your business portrait, and when I'm saying business portrait, this is a profile of your business. You can create a shop for your business, and this need not be only one business. In case you've got multiple businesses, you can have multiple business portraits within the same one subscription. Okay. And as far as eGrowth mixers are concerned, here you have the privilege of hosting the mixers. Okay, so you become a host. People come to your business, your meeting place, and then they get to experience what networking is all about. And you have free access to eGrowth mixers anywhere in India. The next level is an inner circle. We just spoke to you about it. Herein, you get access to inner circle meetings. There are 2 of these which happen every month. So in 1 year, you get access to 24 meetings. You also get access to second degree contacts. So that means the contacts of your contacts, those are also available to you. And on top of it, you get industry connect, which essentially means getting connected with other associations, chambers. All right. So this is how you grow with eGrowth. The next level of maturity is you go on to become a partner, wherein we can look at revenue share, co-branding, and co-creating various activities. All right. There are some offers which are available for you right now if you choose to subscribe to eGrowth or register to eGrowth. Okay. One is you can avail of free web hosting for 24 months for 3 domains, 15 email IDs, and 1.5 GB of SSD hosting. All right. Other offers is from one of our partners called EvoConnect. You get free digital business card, free web hosting. I spoke to you about it. Favors is one of our partners who is into deep cleaning and sanitization. They offer 10% discount for all the eGrowth members. And RS232, this is Sanjeev Ji's company. He is an Apple dealer. He helps you with cashback on the purchase of iPhones. And there are a lot many other offers which you can get to know as you come into eGrowth. All right. This was a little bit about eGrowth. 9810162028. This is Sanjeev Ji's number. You can reach out to him and he'll be glad to support you with coming on board eGrowth. The other number 8920926565. This is the number of Ronika. She is our community manager. She helps you she's your man Friday. Okay. So any question you have about eGrowth, she'll be able to support you on that. If you have any challenges on the portal, she can support you on that. Any other information that you need, she's your person for that. If at all you want to reach out to me, you can write to me, atul@egrow.org. I generally respond to these mails. Not generally, I definitely respond to these mails within a span of 24 hours. That was a little bit about eGrowth. Thanks for your time. Let's move on. So great. Ashish, how are you doing? So our speaker for the day is Ashish Kapoor. Good morning. Good morning. Ashish is one of the, Ashish is a dear friend. Okay. He is one of those people who puts in a lot of effort in certain areas, and in other areas, he does not put any effort. Okay. He is somebody who got admitted to the Harvard Business School, and then he chose not to go there. Okay. Instead, he chose to create a consulting enterprise, which is into consulting on online sales. Okay. In today's world, we cannot have a business which does not have an online presence. We cannot have a business which does not sell online. The irony is we don't know how to do that. And the greater irony is there are very few people on this planet who have cracked that code and are able to partner you in solving that puzzle. Ashish is one of those few people. He has invested around 4 years of his life getting to know the various bits and pieces of this puzzle, and he has got that act together. So bringing to you Ashish, I will not speak anymore, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Atul.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just wanted to be on this platform, and because I believe one of the things that I believe is that Atul is doing a great job here, and I believe it's a great platform. I get to see almost the same people every time, and I think it's just great to be presenting here. And for today, I just want to tell you a little bit of update before I get to presenting, and he allows me to share the screen. One of the things that has happened in last during this lockdown phase is that I invested a lot in let's say the programs that all these marketers were selling, right? And our original idea was that we would be able to share a certain program with people. But one of the things, and I was talking to a lot of folks, was that they would want a shortcut. They would believe that this whole digital game is a step of let's say 22 steps. Because when I was buying the new programs from these marketers, they would sell your anxiety. They would say that, okay, they have a magic pill, and in about, let's say, 22 days, you should be stirred. And I went through these programs and I realized that you need a lot of backdrop of working, a lot of background of understanding a lot of different aspects which they will assume that Now, from my understanding, let's say speaking with Atul or speaking with a lot of entrepreneurs during the last 20 days, I realized a lot of people do not have that background of let's say copywriting or designing right graphics or designing right videos, which are the really, really basics of doing, let's say, any digital or any sort of marketing or sales. So you would not have that. Second thing is, then there's this whole mindset that digital is a get rich quick scheme, which it isn't. And I just wanted to tell you that a lot of ads that you would see from a lot of marketers and a lot of people saying that, okay, you do this, you get this, you do this, you get this, and trust me, I used to believe that that's how I got into it, and I realized it has taken me about, as Atul mentioned, about 4 years to get the whole puzzle correct. And now we are able to, because we understand these pieces and how they work in what sequence, we are able to deliver what you call an outstanding value to our clients. And we understand there's a lot around the environment, and there is a lot around the timing of the product. If you have a furniture product right now, no matter how great marketing you do, you aren't going to get a customer because the delivery is not possible and so on. But you have a certain businesses, let's say if you have a business of let's say Sanjeevji's business, for example. No matter what, the deliveries are not on. As soon as the lockdown opens up, his business would have a lot of opportunities in terms of serving the customers and so on and so forth. And certain customers, let's say certain products, which are, let's say, information products or consulting or coaching or life coaching, they're on the boom, right? So it is also about the timing. So digital, one of the myths that I would want to break here is that digital is not a get rich quick scheme. You can leverage it, right? There's time for it. Certain businesses can do it just like that. We had sales, and we chose that. One of the things that I was sort of promoting earlier was that, hey, it's easy. It is easier compared to the previous systems that you would take about 7 to 10 years building a business. It's a lot easier. I'm feeling it. The reason I'm relaxed, or reason I'm I've spoken again, I will just say about Atul, is that, okay, there's enough money flowing in for me from the existing clients, because I chose to diversify my business enough across the platform that in any environment, right, that I would have a certain business. I wanted to have more diversified business if I had more time. But the key principle I want to tell you here again in the short term is that it is not a magic pill. So I just want to take you through a small presentation. I want to keep it very, very simple, that unless you do these simple steps correctly, there is no way you are leveraging digital, right? Even though the topic or the headline, which says, just one sec here, even the headlines, sort of says that, you can build a successful system in 6 weeks. Yes, you can. But at the same time, you need to have lot of things right going ahead. So I'll show you how you can do it. And I'll also show you what are the preconditions? Okay, what are the preconditions that you really need so that you can then do this digital work? If you do not have those preconditions, it does not work. I hate to say it at the beginning of it, but if you are an entrepreneur, you need to have certain preconditions in your business for you or for this to be able to work. And I would like to take you through these things. If Atul allows me to sort of share my screen, I believe I'm already the host. Yeah, I think Atul is here, or Atul is taking a break.
No, I'm there. Sorry, I was on mute.
I can share my screen?
Yeah, you can. You're already the co-host.
Okay. So I'll share with you something very simple. And if you can notice, this whole screen is filled by my notes, which I've been taking. The programs of the inner circle I've been doing.
Have you shared?
And
we're not able to see your, yeah, now we're able to see your screen. Yeah.
Sure. So I just want to tell you that my screen is sort of full 95%, and I'm being very, very. So one of the stories before I talk more about it is that this is a story about Bill Gates. Okay. Now I'm sure a lot of people know that Bill Gates is right now currently one of the biggest philanthropist organization in the world. I mean, he runs this Bills and Melinda Gates organization or foundation, where he donates to WHO, he donates across the world. He was one of the key people who helped, in eradicating polio out of India and probably Pakistan as well. He is working with a lot of African countries to work with them and eradicating a lot of, challenges there and solving a lot of, human challenges there. And he's not been to his office for last, I think, good 20 years. He quit it in 2001 as a chairman, as a working day-to-day person with Microsoft. But you notice he, for these 20 years, is still the world first, second, or third richest person. So his wealth has not gone down, even though he's donated a lot of money, right? Because when he was working, he built a system, right? He built a system which allows him now to sort of do all this charity, donate a lot of money, but still stay the richest person. Now, this is kind of thinking that I've idolized for the last 3 to 4 years, because when he was in his business, he in fact created a monopoly. There was this antitrust, lawsuit against him for a number of years. So he created a system where he owned the ecosystem, so he dominated it. Now, I'm not saying that I would want to dominate, but one of the things I realize is that there's a time to serve the community, but there's also a time to serve yourself. And what I realized in last, 6 weeks is the opportunity of learning and understanding this whole ecosystem of digital and the whole ecosystem of entrepreneurship is so huge right now, because the times are changing. Not just the times are changing, but the opportunity is changing. The new normal will be significantly different from what it was before, March 21st. So once it opens up, there's going to be a new normal. And I just wanted to make sure that I have it right. And I've had it right from every perspective. So I invested in myself. I thought this is not the time to sort of make money. It is a time to basically enrich and embolden ourselves and get these fine pieces together. And thankfully that has happened. And I want to share with you these fine pieces, these strong pieces, so that you can work. And I just kept the presentation very, very simple, for the simple reason, I believe if I can communicate to you these simple ideas, because last time I got a call from a lot of people saying that I was covering a lot of things in, a very small amount of time. So I want to just keep it very, very simple, and let's see how it goes, right? So the topic still is how to build a successful framework to leverage digital channels in 6 weeks. And I just want to tell you, since you're here already, I just want to tell you, see, it's just not digital. You need to have a combination of online and offline, because that's how it works. Nothing works except if you're selling an information product or basically a coaching product. If it's a digital product, everything needs to have a combination of certain online and offline. Imagine Amazon, totally, you order online, but you get the product offline, right? Imagine Flipkart or whatever. And imagine all the online services have some basis in offline. And that's how the whole system works. So you need to have a combination of online and offline, and you need to be a better entrepreneur. And these are things that I've learned and I wanted to share. All right. So if you want to leverage online, there's a whole system, right? If you like to leverage it, it requires investment just to put it together. I have not just investment in training and learning, but investment in putting together a good website. It requires investment in putting together what you call a good ad ecosystem, right? A good automation. And one of the things at this time I want to tell you is that number of people it takes to form a $1 billion company or a $1 million company have gone down by 80%. The researchers, when the General Motor was at highest, they employed about 4.5 lakh people to reach a certain $1 billion of revenue. And Google did it in 1/10 number. So around Google only needed 45,000 people instead of 4.5 lakh people to reach to a certain $1 billion number. So the point is, number of people required to create wealth is going to go down. That means if you're an entrepreneur, you have a huge advantage that you can work with a smaller team and create great leverage. Or you can sort of do consulting work, or let's say you can hire a certain consultant or an execution or an agency, and they can create huge leverage for you. Basis what was required just 4 years back. In 2014, Shopify or Wix or ClickFunnels, these are not there in a certain sense. When I was working with an e-commerce portal, it requires crores of money to put together a good jewelry store. Now you can do that in a few thousand rupees. So there is a certain investment that you would want to have the mindset of. And if you know that investment is going to pay you, you want to be ready. So let's move on to the first thing. This is what I would want to talk about, a little bit about me. Now, how I see myself is that I believe that I'm an investor. Today, I'm of course investing in trainings. I'm investing my marketing expertise with people. And tomorrow, I would want to, of course, have enough wealth generated that I invest my money into certain ventures and I can sort of pull up certain entrepreneurs up. I believe I build frameworks. I'm not a sales guy. I don't see myself as a sales guy. I believe that, okay, I build frameworks. And every part of that framework has to sort of work at some level so that the entire system works. It can be optimized, over a period of time, but you need to have a framework. So people who do not think in systems or frameworks, they think that, okay, this is one trick wonder. It doesn't work. It has never worked in the past, but right now you need to be, a framework builder. You need to be adaptive to the situation and so on. And second thing is, I learned a lot. I believe that I spend considerable time, about 5 to 6 hours yet. I used to wonder, can I do 6 hours of learning every day? I still do about 5 to 6 hours of learning every day. And I believe that is the key reason I believe very confident in my ability to sort of market and sell, because I've understood stuff and I can organize it together. And that's where the advantage is. And the last thing is, I do strategic consulting, and that's how I see myself. If somebody really wants to take their life or their business to the next level, that's what I want to be. To the credit, I started being a strategy consultant or a simple consultant, an MBA consultant. So I got my students to the best B schools, such as Columbia or NYU or IIMs. I got myself into Harvard because I had no background into doing it. I was not a traditional consultant. I just knew that there's a framework. I figured out that framework. I just built the pieces around it and I got results. So that gives me that gave me the confidence then to coach a lot of people who are at a CXO level or top of the line entrepreneurs who were like 200 or 300 crore worth people. And only reason I could coach them was because I understood there's a framework. And now, of course, I believe in doing this strategy consulting and execution, because unless you execute, your word is not good. Because anybody can sort of say that, okay, I'm an expert, listen to me, or here's a system, but you need to sort of consult and execute or have them executed. So basically execution is one of the things that I really believe in. So this is what I think, or this is what self-image is for me. All right, cool. So if you are a potential entrepreneur, now one of the things is, and if you are, if you think of yourself as somebody who can do great, you believe you have great potential, right? And you are someone who would want to, become a dominating enterprise or dominating business person in your life, then this talk is for you, right? This talk isn't for you if you believe, okay, you've lost it, or this talk isn't for you if you believe that, okay, you can just, wing it. This talk isn't for you if you believe, okay, I've lost it, or I have some tricks, I can pull up these tricks. It is about a very consistent mindset that you need to have to be able to successful. And people can figure out, right? I believe people can figure out whether, if you're part of eGrowth and then they see your WhatsApp messages, they can figure out whether you really serious. You're really serious. You have keen intention. You're doing the right things, or at least you're moving in the right direction. So people can figure it out, and they can figure it out with respect to me. They can figure it out with respect to anyone, right? So if you're a potential entrepreneur who wants or who believes that they can take their business, or who can, take their business to the next level, this is a talk for you. Now, I believe from going from a potential entrepreneur to a dominating one requires 3 steps. And let's explore what are these 3 steps. Very simply, let's understand them. And if you have questions with respect to them, please ask me in the end. Right? So one of the things that I believe, if you are a good potential entrepreneur, you believe there is an opportunity, right? There is an opportunity for you to, serve people, right? There's an opportunity, and if there's an opportunity to create value for which people will pay you, right? So this is the one thing that most of the entrepreneurs, do not believe that, okay, there is a great opportunity. So first step is believing that there's a huge opportunity available, and you have the necessary skill set, the necessary, smarts, the necessary intelligence to do it, right? So, and there's an opportunity with digital. So digital works for real, right? We are on a Zoom call, it is connecting. And if it isn't for this, we would be either on the phone calls talking to each other, or if there were no phone calls, we would be sitting all by ourselves, talking to, maybe our next door neighbors. In my case, I'm a little lucky that I could speak to Atul, but since there's an opportunity, I believe Sanjeev, you talked about, I know we can go, national level or global level. Only reason you can do it because there's an opportunity with digital, so which you can leverage. All right. So one of the things that you would be ready to do is you want to be ready to experiment with your ideas. If you cannot experiment, if you believe you will get it right the first time, you're bullshitting yourself. So one thing, if you believe there's an opportunity, you need to experiment. You need to understand how to package your offer. What should be the combination of your offers? You need to work on whether the offer is validated or not. Because if your offer is not validated, meaning if people are not going to pay enough money for it, then you have no reason to go into marketing or build an ecosystem. So you need to validate it. You need to there's an opportunity with respect to your skill set, with respect to your passion, and I believe you have a lot of excellence inside of you. And I believe with respect to that, you want to make sure that you take initiative. If you were already in a successful niche, for example, as it comes to my mind, is that, for example, tax returns and certain things associated with certain CAs would be a great niche. But are you ready to experiment and build a system so that you can scale up the whole thing? Because overall, you need to build a system, right? So there's a huge opportunity ahead. And I believe if you understand what will be your sequence of success into harnessing that opportunity, that's the starting point of being a great entrepreneur, right? If you don't think about it, you don't think about the opportunity, just doing the run of the mill and, making big statements. Pardon me, I have made big statements in the past, but I want to tell you that the real stuff happens is if you're aware of the circumstance, if you're observing of the, situation that is building up, and based on that, you figure out a gap which you can fulfill, and that's where your opportunity lies. And probably it's a big gap, so you can use digital as a leverage, and you can take care of the opportunity, or you can sort of exploit the opportunity. So you need to explore the opportunity, just to put it together, with certain experiments. And once validated, you need to exploit the opportunity, and you need to understand what is your sequence of success. So unless you understand this, there's nothing that's going to work. And if you understand this is the the first foundation of building or having a great business. I mean, turning your business from a potential to a dominating one. All right. Okay. Second thing is your mindset. Now, first thing I talked about, I'll just put it here. First thing I talked about was your opportunity. Second thing I want to talk about is your mindset. Unless you have your mindset right, okay, there is a lot of anxiety, there is a lot of fear what can happen, but we need to understand that we are all in this together. And if we do not build a mindset that, okay, there is a certain way, and if you don't believe in your own spirit, and if you're not a leader of some sort in yourself, that you don't believe that, okay, we can overcome this situation, whatever is going to happen, we have enough smarts, enough intelligence to overcome it or to become a winner. So unless you have this winning psychology or a winning mindset, nothing is sort of worth it, and you will not be able to leverage anything. I mean, as Atul talks about. So I believe the precursor is, you believe that you have a great opportunity, and then you have a great mindset that yes, it's about great value creation. So if you create great value for your clients, if you do not focus on creating value for your, end user or your audience, there is nothing you can do in business, right? The previous, things in which he got or the customer got the value are over. There are new systems that are needed, new problems that needs to be solved. And it is about your mindset where you consistently think that I can create great value and I can capture value, meaning I can get paid for it as well, right? So this mindset is very important. And everybody, I believe, can come up with ideas. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs who come up with great ideas and they say, okay, I have great ideas. Now, if you have great ideas, you are the first one who is going to nurture those ideas, do experiments with them, and sort of take actions with them. Do not expect the ecosystem to jump on your ideas. So one of the challenges that I've seen is there are a lot of people who are saying, do it with us on revenue sharing, do it with us because we have a great opportunity. We can, do everything. And the next thing I know is they just do not want to invest, or they just do not want, because they do not believe in their ideas. So one thing is you need to come out, focus and believe that you can really kick it off. So basically you can kick it out of the park and make sure that you pay enough attention to creating value or figuring out that opportunity. You should be taking good initiative on your own. If you're not taking initiative, nobody else is interested in you. Everybody's interested in sort of themselves. If you are not ready to build a system by yourself, if you're not ready to be uncomfortable, people would not want to. Basically, people have their own ideas and they would want to sort of do their own ideas rather than invest in you. So first of all, the first investment in you has to come from you. You need to take initiative. You need to have a good system that is built in. You need to be ready to be uncomfortable and learn the new skills, or then, otherwise hire someone to do it. But the whole thing is you need to know where your strength lies. You need to work on your strength first, and then come from a strength, or do not come from a idea of an let's say from the angle of a great idea. Come from an angle that, okay, this is a ready deal. I have the first prototype ready and it can go to the market. So take build your strength and take initiative, build your own system, and be ready to be a little bit uncomfortable and do what is required. All right. So this is very, very critical if you want to dominate your enterprise. All right. So third thing is marketing and sales. And in my last 3 conversations, I was only talking about marketing and sales. And this is where I saw that unless, people have the whole understanding of that there is an opportunity, people unless have the right mindset, this marketing and sales leverage that can happen with respect to digital would not happen, right? So if you have the previous 2 ready, you believe there's a great opportunity and you have a mindset of success, you're ready to take initiative, you're ready to work, experiment, and validate your ideas. And then is where the marketing and sales comes. It's not a cure for all. It's a cure only if you have the right opportunity that you've worked upon, you have the right mindset. Now, if you have the right mindset, this is simple, right? This is much simple to have. The fight that I've had for last 4 years, of course, figuring this out is intelligent work, but getting into the, mindset that, okay, there's a huge opportunity and I must be able to take good advantage of it. That's where the, the strength lies. Doing the spreadsheets, doing the ads, we'll see into it. And for people who believe, or people who've not had any digital experience or still are dabbling with it, you need a framework. You need a start to finish framework if you want to do marketing and sales. And what could that framework be? One of the ways that I've simplified it for myself is that you need to first of all come with an offer. Unless you have a great offer, there is no point in thinking about digital or anything. If you believe that you do not have an offer, or if there is not opportunity, if you do not have the mindset of creating great offer, the rest of it is bullshit. People are only interested in themselves and what we can do for them. And if we cannot offer them something substantially amazing, there is no point in doing anything else. So build a great offer. And marketing and selling it, doing cheesy selling. I've been a sales guy for the last 20 years. I can sell you stuff which you probably do not want, but I would never be able to resell you, or I would not be able to scale it up huge unless I have this great offer. So this is the stuff that I believe that the whole game starts. If you do not have a great offer, a business where you can be highly profitable, get out of that business or do something else and figure out a way to, figure out a way to, come up with something which is highly profitable, where you can then spend money in, why will you, or how will you afford to sell, spend money in marketing or sales, unless you have something which allows you for great, margins. There's no point to do it. So think about your offer. And this is one thing where we start business. I've spent, let me just tell you, I bought programs specifically on how to design offers. Because I just knew that if I don't have a great offer to the company or to my clients, they're not going to pay. Even though I'm in consulting, nobody's going to buy it, because, or I'm going to sell it for pennies on the, on the dollars, as they say. So the whole point is, please think deeply that what is your offer to the market. Your vision is great. My vision is great, but market cares about whether you have the right offer at the right time to the right person, right? So that is all it is. If you know there are 100 people in the market who will benefit from your offer and you can make huge amount of money, just go to those 100 people. I design my presentations sometimes, when I'm speaking to public, probably to, if there are 100, 150 people, because that's the maximum gathering I would get, for about 1 or 2 people that who would, it's making sense for them, that my offer should make sense for them, right? So the offer is the first starting point. Then you should at least have a business model, right? If you don't have a business model on how you're going to conduct business, where, what is your cost of customer acquisition? Because if your cost of customer acquisition is, greater than the lifetime value that you will extract, or it's even, there's no money left for marketing and sales. So you need to have a model or design a model where you make money, and which can be a continuity model, or a subscription model, or a one-time fees model, or a consulting model, or maybe I'll just give you an example of McDonald's. McDonald's does not make money if you buy a burger with them. Their model relies, or success of their model relies, that when you go and buy a burger with them, they will ask you to either buy a French fries or a cola, or some sort of upgrade. They only make money on the upgrade. They do not make money on the first traction. So please ensure that you have the right model thought through if you want to succeed. Because if you have a great offer, great model, then is where you have money for what you call a customer acquisition strategy. Because unless, this is the stuff essentially I covered last time, but I just want to make it very, very simple, because when it looks simple, our brains tends to feel that, okay, it is very simple. I have those mega slides I drew up to ensure you how you can have a great customer acquisition strategy. But the point is, a human brain will only understand what you call simplicity. The simplicity is where you can, have what you call a cold audience who has never heard of you, or a warm audience who heard of your solution, and what you call a hot audience who's understood that whether you exist and you can provide service. So basically that is when you can design. So if you notice, everything is linked. Now, how do you do your offer? You can present your offer once you figured out using digital on a website or on a webinar, or through, you can bring people, what you call, to your offer. And this is one thing that I wanted to add, because there has to be some learning here, is that you need to hook people into your offer. Okay. And then you need to tell them a story. And then in the end, you give your offer to them. So basically, this is how it sort of works. The hook, story, and the offer, because you need to hook people, give them a great story about you or about the whole offer, and get them. And you need to make sure that the whole marketing, one of the things that I would want to tell you is, if you have a great offer, whole of the marketing works like how dating, you would, if you're really interested in a woman or a guy, you won't propose in the first meeting. You would want to make sure that you meet for a cup of coffee, and then a movie, or a date, or a dinner date, or a, whatever else. The whole point is it works like a movie. So you need to have set of lot of hook stories in offers if you want to be successful in selling your services. So this is where the marketing comes if you have a great offer. For a bad offer, marketing won't work, right? Similarly, for a model to work, very simply, the value that you create, or lifetime value, or a monthly value, or whatever, must be greater than the cost of customer acquisition. If you cannot afford to acquire a customer profitably, meaning that you do not have a great value coming out of them through your business model, it's very, very difficult. A lot of people do not take the risk of venturing into something because they do not have that amount of money. So the knowledge does not make sense. They do not have that amount of money, meaning they do not have, they cannot believe, or they cannot see, or they have not done an experiment that they will be profitable after 6 months. So, and for sure, right? So the bank that I work with, which is, let's say, I know I've worked with 3 or 4 banks, but let's say example of American Express. So American Express would have a premium sales team. So they will pay the sales team a lot of money to acquire a customer. And then their model relied that, customer would stay with them at least 3 years. And after 18 months of a customer staying with them is where they'll start to become, they'll start to do a break even or will be able to become profitable. So think about your model and think about your sustenance power. If you do not have a great sustenance power, you need to figure out a model where the money is immediate, right? So this is very, very critical. So again, I will come to this, which is customer acquisition strategy, which is very simple. 3 words. If you can see my screen, is cold, warm. Just can you sort of, one odd person can tell me that you can see my screen. Sometimes it can happen that
yeah, we can see that.
You're showing a different. Awesome. So this is all where it is. Just these are 3 words. Do not try and convert people in the first go. Do not. And one of the testimonials that I'm walking the talk, I do not intend to convert people unless they understand why they would need this sort of thinking. Unless I can convince someone that they would need this sort of thinking, or this is the way it works, or I can make it easy for them, it's not point. People are props. First of all, this cold guy is a problem oriented. He does not know shit. He does not even know that there is a solution for his problem. So you have to first of all approach that, okay, the problem can be solved. This guy, after some confidence, will know, okay, there is a solution, I can do something about it. And then there is a hot guy who understands, who knows your brand or knows your company and so on and so forth. So this is a very simple thing that I would wanted to tell you. I just want to keep it very simple. Again, I can go to, like I said, but this is, I believe, is going to be much more understandable, because there is one gentleman last time, he said, I couldn't understand the slides, and I just wanted to make sure that you do. Now, let's keep it very simple, very, very simple. You have a great offer, right? You know that you can take it to the market. You can make money on that offer. You need to have the strategy of cold, warm, and hot. Then you need to think in terms of your positioning, that whether you are a celebrity, right? And there are certain examples which are corny right now. It's a lot of two mainstream Bollywood actors sort of passed away, right? Now, if you notice, there were 2 different reactions or outcomes. One was respected, but one was a real bigger level celebrity, right? And if you just see the difference in how Amitabh Bachchan answered, or let's say wrote on his tweet, there is a different reaction, right, to those 2 players, those 2 actors. And I respect most of them, but one was really a huge celebrity, and one was still somebody who was, art form, whatever he's done, but still was not really mainstream. And that should tell you that, okay, if who is going to get more followers, or who's going to get more reaction? The one who has a better celebrity authority positioning. So, or another thing is, who was a better actor? I believe Irfan Khan was a better actor. And I hate to go into it, but this is the real stuff I think we should be talking. Irfan Khan, I believe, was a better actor. But who had better bond with people? I believe Rishi Kapoor had a bigger fan following. So your positioning is your intrinsic, value, which is your connection, and then your extrinsic. For example, extrinsically, Mr. Irfan Khan, extrinsically, it's very difficult to, type and speak. I think I've got the spelling right. Otherwise, I have this. Okay. Okay. So that is equal to total value. So if you do not bond with enough people, if you've not created great bonding with lots of people, you're not going to command huge amount of money. Another example that I can give you, which is very simple, is BMW is a very expensive car. The 7 Series is a very top of line, very expensive car. But Rolls-Royce sells for 3 times the money of that BMW 7 Series. And both have same chassis, same engine, only the interior is different. And that's about the intrinsic value of the brand of, let's say, Rolls-Royce. So make sure that you do the positioning. It's very, very critical. You add huge value to your clients and build a fan base where they understand, okay, that you are the go-to person. So if in my case, coming 4 times, it's spending money, it's putting effort, it's educating, because I believe that's how the positioning is built, right? Now, so you need to build a brand for yourself, which is, people like to understand, okay, and understand the positioning is about what you can do for the other person, what you can do for the other person, how much value can you add for the other person, all right? Cool. So the next thing is, And I would just want to just let me just say, okay, right. So there's some 5-6 minutes, and I think we should be able to be done in that. Then is your branding. Okay, branding is very simple. I'll just keep it very, very simple so that if somebody you would want to leverage it. Branding is the simplest thing. All you need to do is you need to create value for them for free, right? I think I've talked about whether even if you go to the what is happening is that I'm typing and writing and something is not going to be cool. Right. So value plus your goodwill. This allows you to sort of do great offers. So that's all branding is. If you were to, it's not about jing bang. If you can add value, you can have a good conversation. If you can just show them, let's say for example, in Sanjeevji's case, if he can show his audience how to maintain their phones better. Let's say for example, if he just writes an article how to charge your iPhone, right? That is providing huge value. He can tell that people how to maintain your iPhone for longer. That's creating value over and above. Doesn't cost him anything. Of course, it costs him to send the communication, and that generates goodwill, and people will stick. So they will know that okay, we will. So this is how people are irrational. If you create goodwill and if you add a value, you can make bigger offers. I'll just say this. You can make bigger offers. Hopefully, okay. Bigger offers. All right, cool. So this is all branding stuff is. I'll just move quickly to the next thing. We have just 3 things. Build your audience. And now this is where the digital is. I can tell you this is where the digital essentially lies. Is if you're ready, if you've all the other things together, this is the part that you would want to pay the most attention to. Building audience on Facebook is you reach out to Facebook. There is something called invisible list. Facebook and Google have something called pixels and tags that you can place on your website. And then you reach out to them reach out to your audience through social media. If they come to your website, even if they do nothing, and if they've come to your website watching your video or watching a graphic, you know that they are really interested in you or your services. Hence, when they come to your website, this is how you can leverage technology, is that Facebook knows them. Google Chrome browser would know them. All you need to do is tag assistant or Facebook, pixel on this, or tag essentially. So, and they capture the prospect for you. They know who the client is, and now you can retarget them just because they visited your website. So that's how the technology works. That's the first thing. Audience is built through right ads. So you need to have understanding of building right ads. And ad is essentially a combination of good copy or copywriting, graphics, and audience. Because if you show a different ad, you need to show different ads to different audience. And this is where the whole digital agency work is. I just want to demystify the whole thing. Would feel like very simple, and that's how it is. All the agencies do is they need to do the right ads, right copy, and they just need to know what sort of ads to be shown to this cold, warm, and hot. That's how the simplest of this whole process is. So Atul was talking about, this is the piece of the puzzle most of the people do not get. So if you can build your audience, and then you need to have to basically if it's clear with you, you need to leverage them through Facebook or Google or let's say LinkedIn. I hope the spellings are right, because LinkedIn is not, or Instagram or whatever, right? Or Twitter. Now you show your ads, you should know different ads are required for different platforms. And then if they click your website, they've entered what you call your funnels, or basically as that they've actually, for the basic term, they've touched your website. Once they've touched your website, you have what you call very pixels and tags there. And or they can opt into your offer, right? For example, a free book or whatever, right? And for example, I'm just taking an example with, let's say, Sanjeevji again, that if you were to write an article that how to maintain your iPhone, how to charge your iPhone, or how to maintain, or how to have a longer life out of your iPhone in this lockdown. If he puts that and he puts an article, somebody is stealing it for free, okay? But now he has got the name and number of people who would have iPhones, because otherwise, why would they enter their number if they don't have iPhone? Correct? So this is how you can acquire customers. So those are the strategies of using digital. Okay. Lastly is, once you have the name and number, you have a great offer. I think sales is a piece of cake. That's what I can tell you. Sales is very easy. If all of these above processes are done, selling is just like this. All right. So this is what I have to say. So this is what I just wanted to speak about today. So how many of you got some value out of it? So you just give me some comments. That'll be great that you understood it and then it was great for you. If you got some great value out of it, just tell me what that was great. It is 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 or whatever, right? And Dharmeshwar, you to explain your comment.
I think 10 out of 10 for me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who is this? Who said this?
Lokesh Parashar.
All right, Mukesh. Right. So if you want to write it, we would want to use it in our later marketing that you got 10, 9. And I would want to make sure that so if everybody on this, if you're right now, just tell me, would you recommend this understanding to other people? Would you recommend it? And
Yes, of course. Anything.
Sure. Cool. So if you're live, this is all I asked you to do. I would want you to sort of present or basically, okay. And we would answer questions. Just give me 5 minutes. I think we will be ready to. Thank you, Saurabh and Shraddha. And I've missed a few names in there. So thank you very much. I would really.
So Ashish, we are at 10:30. Please suggest how long should we be on the call?
I would be done in 1.5 minutes.
So let us be on the call for another 10 minutes, maybe 10:40,
yes,
so that we are able to answer some questions also.
So if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer questions. Now, here's something that I wanted to offer you if you really want to take it, because this is where I believe I can actually healthily serve a business. Now, put together something. I mean, this is the simplest offer. If you want to become a dominating entrepreneur, this is the simplest offer that I thought that I would want to do it for you, which is I would want to charge you about 24,000 plus 700 if you really would want to. Now, I just want to just give you very, very briefly. I would cover all the aspects of a business. I will consult you totally start to end, right? Then you can either, because execution is easy. I can tell you from my business, I do, multi-lakh rupees a month projects, but the execution, once you know what to do, can be done. The execution cost is very, very little if you know. So this is one of the things. And I just don't want you to sort of think, okay, I would want to sell you. I just want to make sure that you would want to get great value of it. And I believe that you should at least get 10x value out of it. So this is the offer that I have. And I would be able to give you all start to finish from for your specific business. With every business is a very different level of business. So with this, I'm done. And if you have any questions, great. I would be happy to answer. And I would just tell you, I think you would want to go there. I think I'll just go to the home page of my website. And for some reason, because this website is highly secured, it allows you to sort of, type into it unless when you do it with www. So that's one. And second thing is I've also started publishing articles on LinkedIn. I've been doing it daily for 2 days I've done it. So I'll just, if you go and follow me on my LinkedIn profile, more than happy to share all my knowledge. And if you have any specific questions there, just type and comment and I'll answer back. All right. So with this, any questions, I'll be more than happy to take.
So Vijayji has a question.
Yes.
Thank you, Ashish, for the great presentations. And I see the great things will be coming out of the people who follow your path. I got a small thing to ask regarding the people having different beliefs, different thoughts, different habits, and different spot analysis also. How about all these things? 1 minute. Huh?
So your question is, when people have different thoughts and different habits.
The thing is wonderful. I'm thinking with the very optimism, right? Not with the pessimism. At the same time, when the people take the actions and go for the execution, so people are having a different strength, different weaknesses, different opportunities. How to work upon that holistically, not taking only one part, not to jump in. I'm looking for that kind of support from your side too. And definitely you can charge extra for the same. That's my recommendation, no?
So
we are going to prepare the halwa. If I to start learning the halwa, how to prepare the halwa, I got certain inheritance, something, weaknesses or the threats, something like that. How we can fulfill everything and have the first class fine 7-course dessert for dinner. I hope my question is clear or suggestion is clear.
I'll restate your question. Your question is that everybody is sort of different in a different frame of mind.
SWOT.
Or different SWOT is there, right? SWOT,
Right.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And how does everybody be able to get to, success?
At the end, exactly. Success, no?
So I would want to say this, and this is one of my biggest, where I believe my most amount of work has happened. See, only 1% of the people in this world are highly successful, and 99% of people are not.
Right.
Only 1% of the people, I think, command about 80% of the wealth of the world.
Right.
Now, why is that? The reason is that our evolutionary psychology, the way we are constructed, is only for survival. Cool.
Okay. Right.
And if we want to succeed, we need to override this psychology. We need to override
mindset, attitude.
Correct.
Exactly. Right.
So that requires, I believe, if you want to be successful there, that requires you to have a great why, a strong inner why, right?
Okay.
With the power of a strong why, or a strong value system, or a strong identity, or a strong obsession, or a strong,
Passion.
desperation. So, for example, Tony Robbins has this quote that either it is inspiration or desperation, and for him it was desperation.
Fire in the belly, we can say.
Fire in the belly, or basically some external thing.
Yes.
And right. So the point is that if you were to basically go deeper into the whole thing, okay, you will realize that success is about 99 perspiration, right?
Right.
You really work very, very hard, and then you can take these models and build your own system. So that requires you to have a lot of motivation intrinsically.
Okay.
And if you were to talk to me, from my coaching experience, or sending people to places like Columbia, or, let's say myself to Harvard, that's where I realized that you also need to have a good, a thermostat, or, sequence that, yes, that you can really be one of the finest. So that thermostat, sometimes it disables your brains to sort of work optimally in some key situations. So I think if you were to answer your question, you need to have strong whys, and of course I can take you through a step-by-step process where you can really get yourself in the most optimal state. And there's I'm not saying that I haven't lost, but as long as there's this whole system, you can come and work with it, build your stamina and muscles around it, and sort of your sequence to success.
Okay. What I appreciate, you're selling this fuel, add some oil of what's required by each individual. No?
Yeah, so why is something which I believe is what can propel why, or identity, or emotions. So there's a lot of Tony Robbins, and there are a lot of other works, and we can talk about it, but I hope I answered your question, right?
No, fine. Okay.
Yeah, so if I believe Ghanshyam has this question. Now, one of the things, Ghanshyam, you there?
Yes.
Ashish, I wanted to ask something.
Yeah, so please state your name. I think I have a screen so is it Ghanshyam or is someone else?
Yeah, I'm Sanjeev here.
Sure, Sanjeev. So let me just,
I just want to know, the people are emphasizing the video is the next big thing, and in digital marketing, one should use video altogether. What's your comment on that?
See, people talk about fads, fads, this is the in thing. Okay. Now, if you understand, with 4G and 5G coming, people, it's possible to stream videos, easily via Facebook and whatever, right? And video allows you to sort of connect with your audience much better than a graphic. Okay. And video is something through which you can really fast forward the process of cold to warm to hot. Video is also where you can also showcase the essence of the offer very, very quickly. And we are on a video. Imagine this just being, this word sheet. The video, or, conversations like these have a huge emotional connection. So video is definitely something which we put in our ads, right? So, and there's a sequence when to do videos and when to do print ads. So there's a whole sequence that when you're reaching out to people, it makes sense to, do a video and then bring them down to one page offer. So, or one graphic offer, or so on and so forth. And in the past, I also want to tell you, in terms of this whole people saying videos, it may work on ads, but there is something called video sales letter. And then there is a sales letter when people come to buy your offer. Sales letters till now also outperform videos, right? People who are the top marketers will still go to, because, and then there is a way to make videos. The videos, if you are making, should have what you call subtitles, because there are places people would want to see the movement of a video, but they cannot switch on the sound. So they need to have these subtitles going in the back, in the forefront. so that they can read from a video. So video is definitely the thing, but at the same time, you need to know how to leverage it correctly or use it correctly, and when and how and to what extent to do it and with whom, right? And so surely the video is very, very important part of a marketing strategy.
I was wondering that in video, the retention is quite low. I mean, if a person comes to a video and within 10-20 seconds, if he doesn't like it, he switches on to the next thing.
Yeah.
That does not happen with the text.
Yeah. So first is text can be consumed in about 2 to 3 seconds if it's a right ad. With videos, there's this, I don't know if you've gone through a Facebook backend, they will tell you a 3-second view or 10-second view or 25% of 50, 75, and I think 95. Now, the whole key thing, and I think I've spoken about this to, I believe, there's a way to make it videos, and what do you say in first 10 seconds is the key. So videos requires you to hook the audience within the first 10 seconds. If you aren't, so you need to try a lot of hooks. That's where the experimentation comes in. But you also need to know that, okay, your website name should be very, very simple. For example, if your website name is, something which is like very, very huge and nobody can remember it, it's difficult. For example, what we would do is, let's say we brand, right as a video opens, we brand it, we make it, it's a huge golden way where they can remember the text. So the idea of the video is to put that, website.
So Ashish, you got 2 more questions.
Sure.
Okay. There's one question from Gansham and another one from Lokesh.
Sure.
Maybe you can continue the conversation with Sanjeev one-on-one later on.
Yeah. So
thanks Ashish ji. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashish.
So, sorry. Thanks, Sanjeev ji. Anji. So Ashish, Ghansham's question is, what's the scope of your offer, and what about sustainability and continuous growth?
So one of the things, like I said, that, Atul also mentioned is that I'm not interested in selling, after the presentation. And I do not sort of talk more about, if you're serious about the product, you can actually, I can send you a link, you can sort of, I can just type my number, you can just here. And Atul, it's okay, right? If I type
Absolutely fine. You're the boss. You're the one who's paying today.
That's fine. So the whole point is you can basically, let's say WhatsApp me, and I'll send you a link via Calendly. I don't have that link handy. And then we can schedule a meeting and I can take you through what is the offer. But just generally saying, I would do about 5 sessions of 1 hour plus each. And I will be able to, in these 5 sessions, be able to give you a strategy to succeed. And if you, in usually about 2 to 3 sessions, we will be able to come up with a strategy for you to succeed using digital, right? And all the points that I had covered in the presentation will be part of it. And if we believe that, hey, this is not a perfect fit for you, you're not ready, I will refund your money, because I just only believe that, I really believe that only if I can add huge value to you and that you can make 10 times more money out of this thing is why you should do it. You can take this offer later. Of course, you can have it booked by paying a small amount of money, even as less as, let's say, 1,500 or 1,700. And if you want to use this offer later, I'm absolutely fine with this. I understand there's a lockdown, but if I do not do it because, I mean, of course, I have a little bit of time here and I would want to do it or get you kick-started. I usually charge about 3.5 lakhs, just to put the strategy together, but I can always consult you to do it sequentially, right? And I'll be giving you all the pieces, all the requisite support. And what I will do is I will also build you a Trello board where I would put everything, and I can always, administer that Trello board and give you the right inputs at the right time beyond the sessions. Because I believe that if I do this job right for you, you would have a successful business, and then you would need very deeper level of marketing and sales support. And that's where our, that's what I would. So I just don't make money because if I were to sell a course, and I just don't make money of the course, I make money when you really do a business. Yeah.
Cool. Yes, thank you so much. It was great. I'm clear.
Thank you. And since you can always book a call, you can always give me a WhatsApp, and we can always fix a time and discuss it in detail about your business.
Surely I will. Surely.
Great. So if someone has more questions.
So Lokesh has a question.
Thank you, Ashish, for wonderful, very powerful presentation. It had opened our eyes. We do know certain things, but you have put it together very well. I'm an international marketing consultant, and I'm also running a similar series like Atul I really get that. Let me get back to my team and see how we can work together.
Sure.
My question to you is, I have Facebook group as well as Facebook page where the video stream live, the content of the series. Can we put it together at one time when we're doing a Zoom integration with our Facebook group? It can run simultaneously with the other pages on my profile on Facebook.
Yes, yes. So you're saying is that can you stream simultaneously on your Facebook lives?
Yeah, Facebook live on the group as well as on the page.
I think I'm not too sure.
Yes,
about
you can. Yes, you can.
But
Right now, Facebook Live is going on. It is live on eGrowth Facebook page as well as on the eGrowth group.
So I'll ask you Atul for that. Thank you, Ashish.
Sure.
So Lokesh, one more thing, if I can add you, if you don't do your groups or if you do not do your videos the right way, they can misfire. That's another thing. I mean, I want to tell you, a lot of people would just, you don't want to dabble with it. There's a sequence.
No, it's a knife. It's a knife. You need to cut the vegetables or you need to cut a hand.
Yeah. So you're going to cook something, you want to cook it right. So basically if you want to put Facebook Live, and technology allows you just to put it together. You can go live if you have 7 or 10 different pages, on Facebook, you can go live on them simultaneously. You can do live on all. I have about 8 or 9.
Priya will call you, Atul, for this from our office.
Done.
Thank you, Ashish.
All right, great. So if you have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer, or you can basically look forward to.
So Ashish, this was just awesome. Means I've run short of words today. The 4th time I'm seeing your presentation. 1, your presentation has never been the same. 2nd, every time it has become more potent. Okay. Today, it was live. It's like you go to some of the 5-star or 7-star hotels, you have those live counters where they would prepare a pasta for you of your type. Okay, I'm not talking about a Subway sandwich. I'm talking about a live counter. You've actually done that. Just put the word, created, deepened it to the next level. And I think that was awesome. Thanks, Ashish, for doing this. So my request to everybody, since you are still there on the group, that itself means that there is something interesting over here. I'm here because I'm the moderator, and Ashish is here because he's hosting it. All right. Rest, there are 18 more people. If you are interested to take the conversation forward with Ashish, please put a message in chat box which says just offer, OFFER. And then Ashish will come back to you. He'll just send a message to you, and then you can build it from there.
Yeah,
Ashish, is that okay?
Yeah, you need to call me or WhatsApp me, because I would not have everybody's number, but I have put my number here.
Yeah.
And just to put it together, I'll just put it on WhatsApp. If you like to speak with me, I'll be more than happy. We can set up a Calendly, whatever. And I think I need to do chat to all, right? Everyone in the meeting. And I think, yeah, cool. So I think, I mean, if you like it, do happen to, hop in. And if you would want to have a general conversation, happy to have a conversation. And, just keep it very civil and nice. And we can have, a small 10 to 20 minutes conversation, or, as it goes.
All right. Chalo, thanks, Ashish. So with that, we're closing this meeting. So we look forward to have all of you again tomorrow for this Industry Connect, wherein we'll be having various industry bodies who will be sharing what is the value that you get from industry bodies, and how is it that you can extract maximum value from the industry bodies, and what are the different kind of industry bodies which are there. What is the difference between a chamber, an association, a federation, a council, a board, all of them. All right. So thanks a lot. See you all guys tomorrow. And
thank you for hosting us tomorrow.
Federation of Buying Agents is going to be there. So thanks, Ashish. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye, everyone.